everyone, welcome to another video of Pokemon Pocket. So today we are diving in to review the newly previewed cards from Shining Revelry, as well as breaking down the exciting announcement for the first season of ranked matches. So which new cards are you most excited about? Let me know in the comments below, and also please don't forget to like and subscribe to support the channel. Now let's jump in. Okay, so for our first preview card, we have Charizard EX. So for the HP, it's 180. First attack is Stoke, which gives us 3 energy. And then, yeah, 3 energy on our energy zone for 1 fire energy. And then for the second attack, it's Steam Artillery, 150 for 5 energy. So this actually, yeah, it's not as strong as the old one. I think it's still playable, but it's weaker than the old Charizard EX. It will still pair up well with Moltres, but I don't think you'll be using this Charizard EX for the old one. So yeah, I don't think it's as powerful as it looks. And you need to protect your Charmeleon or Charmander in the active spot because of course you need to use Stoke enable to use Steam Artillery here. So that's going to be a challenge. And of course, well, we do have like Rocky Helmet and Cape to like delay the opponent or give additional HP to our Charizard or Charmeleon, excuse me. But yeah, it's going to be quite a challenge, especially if your opponent is a aggressive deck. Alright, so for our next preview card, we have Pikachu EX. So this Pokemon has 120 HP, and then its attack is Thunderbolt. So for 3 Lightning Energy, we can deal 150 damage, quite powerful. But at the same time, its drawback is that we discard all energy cards from this Pokemon. Now the good thing here is we have good synergy with like a Luxray Pokemon and Volkner. So if we discard all our energy, if we already set up our Luxray in the bench, we can just switch it with Luxray and then use Volkner to attach all energy from to Luxray and then just finish the game. So that's quite a good combo. Or we can also use like a Magneton and Dawn synergy. So Magneton can of course generates its own energy, and with Dawn we can move those energy to Pikachu EX. So yeah. So there's another preview card here and that we will discuss that is also good with Pikachu and in general almost all lightning Pokemons. Okay, so Pachirisu, this is the new Pachirisu for Shining Revelry. So for one electric energy plasma, we can deal 10 damage. And the best part about this attack is we take one energy from our energy zone and we can attach it to any of our bench Pokemon. So this is like a Manaphy, but of course electric. Unlike Manaphy, of course, it doesn't. It only gives one lightning energy, but I think that's good enough for us to set up like our Pikachu EX, our Luxray, and even the old Pikachu EX. And this also works well with Zapdos and I think Magneton as well. So this is quite powerful. This is quite a powerful. I think it is going to be in a level, in the Manaphy level. And of course, it also deals 10 damage. Maybe that's going to be relevant as well, but the energy generation is quite powerful. Okay, next up we have Beedrill EX. This is a new EX Pokemon and it's actually quite powerful. So for 170 HP, it has an attack called Crushing Spear. It only requires 2 leaf energy and deals 80 damage. And the bonus here is we can discard a random energy from our opponent's active Pokemon. So that's a way of delaying our opponent from attacking. Of course, it I don't think it will be good for for example, like Manaphy decks that generate just too many energy. And then, of course, we also have like the Leafeon decks. But I think it is still quite a powerful ability to just delay your opponent, especially if they're tight on energy. And then the 80 damage is not bad actually. For just 2 energy is not bad at all. The only challenge here is, of course, this is a stage 2 Pokemon, but for our next preview card, I think it's going to help this Beedrill get set up. Okay, so for our next preview cards, Prigatito, fairly simple. So just for one leaf energy, cry for help, put one random leaf Pokemon from your deck to your hand. Okay, so like I said before, this is going to help not just Beedrill EX, of course, but other stage 2 leaf Pokemons to get set up as soon as possible, and then, of course, attack using their attacks or main attack. And it also goes well with Pokemon communication, actually. So we can, if we don't need the random leaf Pokemon, excuse me, that we get from Cry for Help, we can just shuffle it using communication. So essentially, yeah, we're recycling our hand until we get our required Pokemon to evolve our yeah, evolve our stage one into stage two, or evolve our basic into a stage one Pokemon. Quite powerful. Okay, so for our next Pokemon here, uh, Clodsire EX. I actually like this Pokemon. Unfortunately, if Arceus EX is still the meta in the next season or the first season of rank, of course, we will have rank. I don't think this Pokemon will see much play. Now, the problem here is, of course, or let's discuss first Clogsire's attack. So it has 160 HP. For 2 Darkness Energy, we can do a Venoshock for 60 plus damage. Now, if the opponent is, or the opponent's active Pokemon is poisoned, we can actually do 120 damage. So I'm thinking here it's going to pair well with Weezing and Koga. Unfortunately, if Arceus EX is still in the meta or is still strong in the next meta, I don't think this will see much play. But of course, I actually like the card. It's much stronger, or not really much stronger, but it's easier to set up compared to like a the Pokemon the Centipede one. Wait, forgot the name. Scolipede, yeah, Scolipede. Because Scolipede is a stage 2 Pokemon. This is, I think, just a stage 1. Yeah, this is just a stage 1 Pokemon. So it's easier to set up. Unfortunately, we'll have to wait if the Arceus EX decks are still strong. I don't think this is going to be, I don't think we're going to see much of this Pokemon. Next up, we have Lucario EX. Now, this Pokemon or this EX is not that strong in my opinion. So let's discuss its stats. It has 150 HP, okay. 2 energy to retreat, and then for the attack, it has Aura Spear. So for 3 fighting energy, we can deal 100 damage and as well as deal 30 damage to the opponent's bench Pokemon. I don't think this is going to see much play. I'll test it out as still, but it's not as good as like, or it's not as strong as like Garchomp EX, and even Garchomp EX is not seeing that much play. And yeah, Aura Spear not that good. If this is like 120 or 130 damage, maybe, but maybe 110 damage, but for 103 energy, or at the maybe they should have given this a second, or yeah, a second attack like Garchomp EX. So I'm not sure for this one. And it's going to fight a spot for Lucario. And Lucario is right now very strong with the Rampardos. So I don't think this is going to see much play. But of course, we'll still test it out. Okay, so now we have Bibarel EX. Now, this Pokemon is not that powerful, but I think it's still playable. So let's check the stats here. 160 HP, not bad. Carefree Press for 4 energy. We only deal 100 damage, but it heals 30 damage from this Pokemon. Not too impressive, actually. And of course, it has a high retreat cost of 3 energy. Well, this Pokemon will work well with Dialga, of course, because Dialga has Metallic Turbo, which gives energy to Bibarel. But I think its basic Pokemon, Bidoof, might give this Pokemon a chance because its basic Pokemon Bidoof has a attack called Hyper Fang that have halves the opponent's HP from their active Pokemon. So maybe attack with Hyper Fang next turn, evolve to Bibarel, and then attack with Carefree Press. Of course, given this is given if Bidoof survives, or maybe you have like a Bidoof in the active spot and then another Bidoof in the bench, and then evolve the bench Bidoof to Bibarel EX. So um, just a bit of a theory here, but yeah, not too impressive. Okay, so next up we have Rogue Trio EX. So this is a new Pokemon EX, and okay, let's discuss the stats of this Pokemon. 140 HP, just like Articuno EX, okay? And then it has only one attack, which is Pop Out Throughout. So for one, choose one of your opponent's Pokemon, and then, of course, chosen at random for 3 times, and then for each time a Pokemon is chosen, do 50 damage to it. So essentially, this has 150 damage, but it spreads out depending on who's the random chosen Pokemon. Okay, I think this, and of course, retreat costs only one energy. Okay, that's a step up to because compared to Articuno EX, it has two energy requirement to retreat. This EX is more flexible. Of course, the attack pop out throughout is actually quite powerful. Okay, so because of the water support we have Misty, we have Manapy. I think we this Pokemon is going to be really playable, and I'm not sure if it's going to be a meta, but it might be become a meta. But of course, this is just my opinion, because of all the water support, and then if your opponent only has a active Pokemon, you're essentially dealing 150 damage to that Pokemon using Pop throughout. So this is I think this is a much stronger or much easier to use Dragonite, because for Dragonite it requires two different types of energy, and of course it has four energy requirement for it to do its attack for 200 random damage. For this one, just three water energy, and with support from Manapy and Misty. Yup, this is going to be a strong inclusion to the water decks. Water Pokemons are already strong because of the support, so yeah, they just added a new tool for us to play with. Okay. Okay, finally we have Giratina EX. This Pokemon is actually quite powerful. Okay, let's discuss the ability first. Broken Space Below. Yeah, pretty broken for this one. So once during your turn, take a psychic energy from your energy zone and attach it to your Pokemon. So it says attach it to your Pokemon. It doesn't say attach it to active or bench. So it doesn't really matter which Pokemon is it going to be attached. And then, of course, you can also attach it to Giratina. The drawback here is if you use this ability, your turn ends. So, yeah, that's the drawback. So, let's say you can attack, you just need one last energy and you can attack, and in that turn, you won't be able to because of this drawback. But I think this is still quite strong. And Giratina EX is a basic Pokemon, so no need to. There's no setup required for this Pokemon actually, and it's going to pair up really, really well with Arceus EX as well as Mewtwo EX, of course. But I think most people will be using this with Arceus EX. Of course, just my opinion. But right now, Arceus EX is the strongest, or not really the strongest, excuse me, but one of the stronger EX Pokemon. So with Giratina here, easy to set up, and you don't really need to put energy on Giratina. It doesn't even have to be in the active spot. It just needs to be in the bench. So let's say like Leafeon, a stage 1 Pokemon, it needs to be in the active spot to generate energy. For Giratina, doesn't matter which spots it's in. Just You need energy, just generate energy, and you can even use Dawn to like move energy around with this with Giratina's ability. So yeah, quite powerful, and I think the number one EX that was previewed in the Shining Revelry previewed cards. Of course, we can't forget our new supporter card. We have two new supporters for this set, Shining Revelry. So first we have Red here. Okay, Red is pretty good during this a turn. Attack use by your Pokemon do plus 20 damage to your opponent's active Pokemon EX. So this is actually an anti-EX card. I actually like it. Pretty good. Plus 20 damage as long as the opponent's active Pokemon is an EX. So right now we have lots and lots of EX Pokemons, and with the addition of Shining Revelry, this supporter card is going to be relevant. Now the question is, are people going to run two copies of Red in their deck? I think that depends on what deck they're using. If maybe they're using an anti EX deck, and of course, it also depends on what's going to be the meta. And I think Arceus EX will stay in the meta, of course, and then Darkrai EX as well. We can't forget Darkrai, and then with the new Giratina EX, I think this red card is going to be, the red supporter card is going to be really, really relevant, and it's just going to reach your opponent's active Pokemon and knock them out of the game. And we can't forget Giovanni. When Giovanni was first released, along with Sabrina, they were the two cards that were required in your deck to play. So I think this card's going to be, like I said, it's going to be an ace up your sleeve. Okay, final supporter card here is Iono. Okay, so full disclosure, I've been playing Pokemon Live as well, and this supporter card is really, really essential in Pokemon Live. So for Pokemon Pocket, I think this is also going to be, it's going to be like Sabrina and Giovanni in the first release of Pokemon Pocket. I think this is going to be a required supporter card in your deck. Okay, let's discuss the ability here, or the ability of Iono is each player shuffle the cards in their deck or in their hand into their deck, and then draw cards equal to that many hands. So that many cards, excuse me. So if you have five cards in your hand, you shuffle your five cards in your deck, then draw five cards. If you have two cards, you shuffle your two cards and then draw two cards. So this is like well, not really like a chatot. Chatot mimics the hand of your opponent. So for this one, both players are affected. So first thing here is the positive thing about this supporter card is if your hand is not good, you can actually get a redraw. So that's the first positive here. The second is you can actually mess up your opponent's plan. So if they have all the stage 1 and stage 2 Pokemon that they need because of Iono, it will actually destroy their plan to build up their board or set up their Pokemon. Now, the downside here is also the cons of this card is it could uh, it could help your hand, but it can also help your opponent's hand. So if the opponent doesn't have a really good hand, if you use Iono, it's possible that you just give them a better hand or a stronger hand and help them set up as well. So that's the downside of this card. But I think especially if you're running stage 1, stage 2 cards, Pokemon cards, this is going to be a requirement in your deck. Pretty strong new supporter card here. Okay, finally, we have the news of the first season of ranked matches in Pokemon Pocket. So I'm really excited for this one, especially I consider myself a Pokemon grinder, and I'm sure Pokemon grinders or Pokemon Pocket grinders are really excited for this news. Okay, so based on the Pokemon Press, the first season will be feature or will feature Shining Revelry and will be available from March 27, 2025, 11 p.m. to April 26, 2025 at 10:59 p.m. Okay, so that's going to be the first season of ranked matches. And of course, hopefully they give us prizes like hourglasses in open for opening packs or maybe exclusive cards, as well as hourglasses for Wonder Pick. And maybe they can also give away like exclusive playmats, coins, or sleeves for ranked matches. But I prefer, of course, hourglasses in opening packs, so it's easier for us to collect and, of course, yeah, complete our collection and build decks as well. Yeah, yeah. So really exciting news for this one. I'm not sure about the prices, of course. This is just speculation on my part, but yeah, hopefully the prices for the rank match are really nice. Okay, so that is it for our video for today. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think of my analysis and my opinions? Do you agree, disagree? Did I forget something? Did I forget the Pokemon? Let me know in the comment section below, and I will see you on the next video. Thank you.